Hello, hello. We're just starting in just a moment. I'm literally situated right next to where the MSQ stuff is going down. But I will wait for the quarter to make sure we start on time. Let's see. And just a fair warning before I do anything. This stream is going to be literally the main quest, so if you don't want to see that and don't want to get spoiled, you should probably not be watching. But if you do want to see it happen from my perspective, then you're welcome to watch. Yeah, it is 45 now, so I'm just going to start on it. And here's the clump of people. Welcome to patch day. Excellent timing, Kaitsu. Just a moment ago I received word from the Ironworks. Hey Ghost Howler! What's up? They've completed the task and are on their way with the reinforced warding scales. Similarly, our alchemists have also succeeded in creating an artificial Atomos. Yeah, a bit early, but I was available now, and if I started at the usual time, I don't think I would actually be able to finish today. Because I have normal work tomorrow. You know what I mean? All is in readiness for our journey to the void. I've instructed our comrades to gather at the great work. Let us head there at once. How are you doing, Ghost Howler? And also, are you have you gotten this part of the main quest done yet? Oh, need to target the Stola. Ah, okay. You're not doing the main quest, or did you already finish? Or is watching me do it the replacement for doing it yourself today? There you are, Kaitsu. Well, it's up to you. I am at the very start, so if you drop everything you're doing and go to the main quest, you can probably get ahead of me really quickly. But you're also gonna get the whole thing in order. And I'm not going to be skipping anything, so you might see it if you've reached this point in the main quest. Then it's not really big spoilers since you're seeing it as it's coming, right? I present to you the fruits of the alchemist's labor, the artificial Atomos. Though we've yet to put it to the proof, its ether is practically identical to that of the original, a truly remarkable feat in so short a time. Aye, our alchemists have outdone themselves yet again. Small wonder that they are the pride of Radz-at-Han. But it's not up to you. If you really don't feel good about watching ahead with the spoilers like this, then I won't blame you for not staying. I can't show this without spoiling it, basically. But I wanted to put it put this live stream up so that it is archived, you could say. Even if not a lot of people are interested. I would express my gratitude to Nitana, but it appears she isn't here. She rushed off after bringing the Atomos to attend to a pressing task, but she said that she would return ere we set forth. Which should be shortly after our friends from the Ironworks arrive with the warding scales. Did someone say warding scales? Because it just so happens we have them. Oh, that's really sweet of you, Ghost Howler. Right on cue. It's good to see you all again. But for the President himself to attend, keen to bear witness to our little experiment, are you? You know I am. I was there at the Crystal Tower, lest you forget. I wouldn't miss this for the world. You don't mind if we come along and see you off, I hope. It's thanks to these three that we could finish the work so quickly. It was my painstakingly collected data that made the reinforcement possible. The scales will last a good 10 years in the void with nary a hint of degradation. Supposedly. As the ones who did the actual reinforcing, we guarantee their quality as well. They'll keep you safe. But enough bragging. Here are the scales. And he looks at me. With these, we can search for my sister without fear of corruption. I know not how to repay you. Don't mention it. Midgard's army came to our rescue in the rift. It's the least we can do to help his children. Thank you. Well, my friend, my only regret is that I won't be able to accompany you on this latest grand adventure. Wait. Wait! Idana, is aught the matter? Before you depart, Your Excellency, there's something we wish to present to you. Will you please come with me? You would not delay us without good cause. Very well. Forgive me, my friends, but I require a moment. One moment. A whole moment. Is certainly taking his time. What sort of grand present could take so long to receive? The kind that'll help him in the void, I presume. In that god's forsaken place, he'll need all the help he can get. But you, of all people, ought to know that, eh? And that's a callback.
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Oh, nice.
Vritra, I presume.
Indeed, this vessel now serves as a host for my eye. I was aware that the alchemists were busy preparing something, but this...
We couldn't well send you on such a perilous mission unprepared, Your Excellency. We spared no effort in crafting the body, and I dare say you'll find it adept at wielding weapons and magics both. 'Twas our intent to present it to you sooner, but we could not bring ourselves to do so, knowing we could yet improve it further. Pray forgive us.
There is no to forgive. I am grateful for this fine vessel, and shall put it to good use. Again, I ask that you watch over Radz-at-Han in my absence. The dangers we go to face are great and many, and I fear I will be unable to give matters here due attention. And in opening the Void Gate, there is ever risk that Voidsent will find their way into our world.
Rest assured, we are more than prepared. Our soldiers have been training under Master Estinian. On my honor, we will not suffer a single fiend to pass. So, think only of your mission, Vashan. Ah, but seeing as this is a different body, perhaps we should use a different name.
Nay, Bashan shall suffice. Though I may have thus grown up, I am as ever a little brother to you all.
As you say, as you say. Go then, Vashan, and best of luck.
I have something for you as well. While you were gone, Urianger paid us a visit. As you may recall, he joined us on our foray into Arzadar's legacy, in part to conduct research for the Loporits.
Yeah, I agree, Ghost Hunter. It's really cool. Not too surprising. I would say that it would have been weird if the really small vessel was the one that they brought. But it did make sense. This makes sense.
Research they were delighted to receive, and which has already inspired them to consider new ways to improve their own treasure vault. As a token of their gratitude, Livingway entrusted a familiar relic to Urianger. The crystal, which showed the way to Meteon.
It's a giant piece of candy!
The Loporits no longer have need of it, and thus saw fit to return it to us.
That could have been the case, Ghost Howler. I guess the reasoning here is that since Vashan's vessel is mechanically created, you could say, it would be a little strange if he just magically grew. It makes a lot more sense that they had to build a new body. If the original vessel was one that he had just manifested out of magic, then it would have made perfect sense that he could just change it. So I feel like this is the smartest way. And I think it's also good that they addressed the part where the vessel specifically had a name, and that maybe it should have a different name. It's just a funny callback to the small guy story. It's a giant crystal that you can hold in your hand. Must be candy.
Harboring the power of light, it could well aid us in our mission in the void. And who better to bear Heidelin's gift than her chosen champion?
Hey Scott, welcome to the game. I should warn you that this is the newest content in the story. So if you're not super in the mood for story spoilers, I could say if you just started, then you might have forgotten all this by the time you reach it yourself. But I'm gonna say it for your sake. Maybe you should be careful watching this if you don't like spoilers. But I'm really glad to see you in the stream anyway. Thank you for coming by. I hope you have a great day. He looks so sad.
If there is nothing left to discuss, then let us depart. Our boat awaits us in Akyali.
And we're already here. The satrap and your fellows have already departed for the vault. Are you ready to set forth? Yes. Do we just go straight into a dungeon or something? We might. I hope. There's a lot of music that really plays up some memories.
I shall now lift the seal. In the name of Radz-at-Han, I cast open this door unto the void.
Absorb the void gate.
Ah, alright. Right behind me.
It worked. We should have no trouble passing through a gate of that size.
What can we expect to find after stepping through?
On my previous foray, I emerged in a castle swarming with void scent. I was hopelessly outnumbered and forced to turn back. But together, I am confident we can hold our own. Upon our arrival, let us deal with any hostile entities and secure the area. The command of our mission, I leave in your capable hands.
Sounds like either a solo duty coming up or a dungeon. Could be a dungeon.
In the event of battle, I shall adapt my tactics to complement your own.
Sounds like a dungeon.
Should we require healing, I can provide it. 'Twould be a welcome change of pace from my recent havoc wreaking.
Take heart, my friends, and have faith. We will brave this broken world and rescue my sister Ajdaya.
I like how they address who's going to play what role in the cutscenes. The Fell Court of Troya. I think I might just do it with duty support, because I don't think I'm gonna do it later with duty support. His job is satrap. That's straight up his job. Excellent. Is he also job satrap if I switch? Oh, he is. But that's a dragoon, apparently. I think I'll go with tank. it tends to be easier with duty support.
Together then.
Yeah, I think it looked like Satra that Vajan could only be tank or DPS, but it makes sense when you have Ishtola to take the healer role. New dungeon. It looks very nice. Oh, we have enemies spawning in. I'll take it one pack at a time. It's usually an easier way to learn what each enemy does. And also safer when you're doing duty support, since you don't know how much the NPCs can deal with. And when this is the second pack? Oh, the second pack is right there. I feel like I'm gonna try and pull 2 packs at once for the next bit. I just need to be able to identify where they are. Oh! Running upstairs. Another pack of this, or is it just one? Oh, okay. Nope, there's more spawning in. No, the scary part is that the damage is not really high with the NPCs. I might run out of cooldowns. think this would have been a lot harder if I was anything but a warrior. It appears rats have wandered into my castle. Wait, this is the boss fight? Weird. Also highly problematic for duty support. Yeah, I had a feeling it would be something like that. But wait, there's more ads. Wait. Ah, okay. Didn't realize it was spaced out like that. That makes a lot more sense. Seems like this is just a big like mob rush boss fight, unless there's some like phase 2 coming up. Oh boy. Ah. Do they explode? Do they turn into ants? I feel like this boss fight is going to be like a fraction of the length in a group of regular players. Oh, a DPS check? I'm guessing that becomes bigger. Yeah. Oh, we're halfway there and it's not even halfway on the cast. This is fine. Suddenly this is less fine. Okay, we did it. Loot? No gear? Maybe it's just random chance. Nice music. More trash mobs. I should have kept my sprint for this. I'll just do this pack alone. I would like to know how strong they are. That can be stunned. Good to know. And the guard does an AoE. Oh, left. Oh. It's just straight up the Headless Horseman as an ad. Sure, why not? And here it's useful to know that the guards do the targeted AoE, so you don't plant yourself on your party. Even if it appears that it's only one of them that seems to want to do it at all. I'm pretty sure they're identical, that's really weird. Seems like it's only... Oh no, it's just random which one does it. They just do it so rarely that it's only one at a time. A Trojan bracelet. 595. Yeah, that's about what I had anticipated it would be. That is still an upgrade if you're still in 590 crafted gear. Or worse. I mean, there's 2 of those knights. 3 of those knights. And what I seem to recall used to be at least a boss shape you would expect. What was his name, that clown? Yeah, it has the sound too. It's very nostalgic. It's a really large area, I'd rather stun that. And it's also good to know for future groups. Just stun it, so that you don't have to have everyone move out of the way when it's so big. So are you staying this time? Or are you gonna spawn more ads? Beatrice. Looks like we're fighting her now. Surprise, surprise. She's a mage. Glare mechanic incoming? Oh! Oh, what? That was an interesting visual, what? Huh? Okay. Oh, okay, I think I get it. Order they explode in. Thank you, duty support. Yeah, now the fight is going a lot faster because it's just single target. This is a cleave, it looks like. Or it might be. The NPCs are moving as if it is. Void Shaker. That's a good time to use tank cooldown for raid wide. Like shake it off. Eye of Troya, that was the weird visual before, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay, I think I got it. I think. I'll just stand here. It's a bit much. Not the fastest, since we've seen the repeat of mechanics now. Wait, did she stop at 5%? Looks like she died. Paint? No, shoes. How do they look? It's okay. I'll be missing this sprint in just a moment. Oh, there's just more ads spawning in from behind. That's important information. That extra pack really caused some problems. I really needed extra cooldowns, so now I'm gonna be a little low for the next bit. Didn't expect those flyers out of nowhere. More piety materia, that's so weird. Or at least unlikely. That's a lot shorter of a run this time. Oh, and here comes the ads. I saw them spawn in this time. This is where I'm really kicking myself for using Rampart before. Alright. Final boss. This does look very reminiscent of some things in the Void Arc raids.
So the gate did open again and delivered the most mouth-watering morsels. I am Scarmelion, archfiend of Earth and first of Golbez's circle of Thorn. Such pleasure I will take in delivering you unto your grave.
That's really interesting and unique boss music too. I like it. Well, not unique, it's supposed to be reminiscent of the game he's from. Oh. Uh-huh. Well, we know this kind of mechanic. Oh, zombification. Ah, walls, of course, of course. I didn't actually see that the walls were there until the very last moment. And I also let my damage buff run out, I see. Proximity? Oh, giant circle AoE, of course. Makes sense. Again? Oh. A bit like E6. Breathing decay, which is what? Ads? Ads. And they're not moving, okay. Okay, they are moving. Oh, does it do the center next? Okay, it's just close quarters. Works. And this would also be way easier in a player group because of AoE again. It's really interesting. They've really done everything to make this dungeon really inconvenient with duty support. Ow.
Stubborn mortal. Out of my way.
This again. Which means we get the spread markers. It seems like the effect is that if you get hit by 2 of the mechanics, you will get zombified because the third one comes for free from the stack from the spread markers. Yes, this was the giant circular, right? Yes. and then the giant wide AoEs. That limit break does a lot of damage, I feel like, it comes out really fast. That's really interesting. The duty support does a really fast limit break. Oh, okay. Good luck. Yeah, exactly. The NPCs are not super helpful on the damage because there's so much AoE in this dungeon. You'll get it.
This Scarmilione, he knew the gate had opened.
Ah, right, you're on Black Mage. Well, the good news are that your higher AoE DPS probably makes it go a little faster. The problem is that it's a little harder when you're just damage and the NPCs are kinda iffy on the helpfulness on when things go wrong. You'll get it. I believe in you. You can do it!
And not for the first time. He and his brethren must keep watch over the portal.
As we do ours, but to unflinchingly consume a fellow Voidsent. Like men, perhaps they form factions and fight amongst themselves.
The question is, what will the minions do?
Your mistress is no more, and the one who consumed her we slew in turn. Do you still mean to try us?
I expect some Voidsent are more intelligent than others. Perhaps these ones simply do not understand our words.
Even beasts ought to understand strength.
There is much we do not know about Voidsent. If we are to survive their world, it would be wise to learn their ways. Sage advice, my friend. 'Tis reassuring to have one so experienced with us. I am here, sister. Finally here. And I will find you. I swear it.
Buried memory. I think that was an excellent dungeon. There was a lot of variety in each of the bosses. I think it's not going to be too much of a problem that it's that and Alzadal's Legacy for like the next 4 months, I think. And then there's going to be one more dungeon and either Alzadal's Legacy will get pushed out or they will be all 3. But that's still, this is not the worst dungeon to be stuck with for a while. This castle should serve as a base of operations for you're sure? Ere we set our sights elsewhere, let's see what there is to learn here. Okay. So Let's see, from this point onward you will not encounter Aetherites for a while. Should you leave Troya Castle, you may return here via Weaver's Warding. Additionally, you may now enter the Fell Court of Troya with a party of... Okay, that's the trust message. The warding scale exhibits no change. It should be safe to remain here and begin our search. But whither now? I would send Astaya were she remotely near, but there's nothing. Might you not call to her? Let her know that you've come. Alas, this vessel is not capable of calling across vast distances. For that, I require my true form. And even were it possible, a dragon's call is born upon ether. It's liable to draw more voids than to us. I see. In any case, there's little exploration to be done while we are confined to this isolated isle. I propose we begin by learning what we can from the castle's occupants, and understanding of their ways may prove useful to our cause. Very well. Let's hope a few of them are capable of speech. Let all remain vigilant while we go about our inquiries. We reconvene afterwards. Sure. This is really funny. How are you doing, Estinian? This one does not but stare. Right, even though it has a mouth. That's only for eating. Hey. Excellent. The creature snarls and glares at you. It is unlikely that you will learn anything from it. Oh, okay. Hey, Vashan. Hey. Some seem willing enough to converse. Whether they have the ability to do is another matter. Fair enough. Hello. What enticing ether you have? Give me some. Give me some. If only I were stronger, I'd be able to eat you. Fine. I'll find someone else to eat. While able to communicate, this one seems to think only of feeding. Better to take your inquiries elsewhere. Great. It's also mostly mouth. Hey, Stola. Like the prevailing tongue in Norbrand, the language of this world bears a resemblance to our own. It may be assumed that they share a common ancestor. We're in a movie, Stola. Everyone speaks English. Hello? What do you look like? The mistress' eyes are beauteous, sublime, to bask in her gaze as bliss. But now she's gone. Never again will I feel her gaze. No mistress, no orders. What am I to do now? The creature mutters endlessly to itself, not sparing you so much as a glance. It does look very concentrated on its stance. Hello. I serve, I obey. Please don't eat me. That's a surprising response. A dragon? What's that? Does it taste good? I don't know anything about it. Don't know about anything. But the one we caught recently, they seemed to know lots. We threw them in the dungeon, but clever ones are tasty. They might have been eaten already. You've learned all you can from this void scent. If you look in the dungeon, you may be able to find the clever one it mentioned. Yeah, that would eradicate intelligence. If the clever ones are tasty. I have nothing to share. While those I approached had no will to fight, neither were they capable of holding a conversation worth the name. My experience was much the same. Lower rung Voidsent tend to have lower intelligence, it would seem. A pity Scamiglione is dead. He was talkative at least. What of you? You see, a clever Voidsent in the dungeon. That would be the area in which we emerged. Indeed. Let's take ourselves back there and find this Voidsent, preferably before its fellows make a meal of it. Good point. To the dungeon then. Into the dungeon. Oh boy, we have to backtrack the entire dungeon? Oh, a knight! Hey, knight. I can't survive without someone to give me either, but where, oh where will I find a new master? That's an excellent point. You're gonna be having a huge amount of trouble eating with no head. That's a really interesting point. Like, of course, that makes sense. If everything in the void is about eating and you're a creature with no head. Orc. A doorkeeper, what do you say? Pray we caught her weakened in the dungeon before being served up to the mistress. Tenderizing, she called it. That's the way she used to like it. Yeah, I agree, Ghost Howler. I think it was interesting that they had this combination of mechanics where you have the line into the huge circle AoE, a bit like in Aglaya, followed by the wide, like super wide frontal AoE, which reminds me of Eden's verse Furor, especially in I think especially in Savage, but not necessarily. It's very similar. I also liked how there was that knockback mechanic. I think that the closest comparison to that is in Xel'Fatol. I think there's at least one boss that has exactly that kind of mechanic, where if you miss the wall, you just take a dot. It's also in Delubrum Reginae, but there you just die, if I remember correctly, so... And that is pretty much the quintessential example on how Final Fantasy XIV boss mechanics boil down to people just referencing previous bosses that you may or may not have seen before to explain a boss. Which is really funny right up until you don't know the boss. Oh, you did Delubrum Reginae yesterday?
No, there's only the dungeon here. We call it the fourth. The mistress's orders. But the mistress is gone, and her orders with her. Rats can infest this castle for all I care.
Cool. Cool beans. A gala, so... No one comes and goes from this dungeon without permission. For you, though, I'll make an exception. Go on. Go. Shoo. Oh, Xel'Fatol. I see. I can't remember, is that part of the main quest or is it like optional? Ah, you're like, oh yeah, the thing I did yesterday, right?
Food for the mistress's consumption is kept in these cells. With the mistress devoured, we are free to help ourselves.
Good point.
But the clever one is strong. Another warden went in to devour the clever one, but he hasn't come back out.
Oh, okay. It's been a long time since I was in Heaven's Ward. Hey, Stanian. I mislike the feel of this. Stay on your guard. Could this be the clever Voidsent? There appears to be someone within. Okay, and you're just like, go on then. You first. Thanks. Ah, right. Is that Xenos Voidsent? I would not be surprised if this was Xenos' Voidsent. Yes, it is absolutely Xenos' Voidsent. I remember you. Do you remember me? You. Oh, he speaks English.
Xenos? The disgraced prince you yourself laid low?
I see it now. The bottomless darkness. The insatiable hunger. The aura was present when we faced him in Garlemald. When Xenos died, its connection to the source was severed. It was forced to return to the void.
Xenos. Yes, that was his name. And you are the friend, are you not?
Are we just gonna hang out? Ah. I missed my moment. Time to commune with the locals. Make sure you talk with everything, Ghost Hollow. They have some pretty funny dialogue, some of them.
Is that Hydaelyn's crystal?
Huh? What? Cool. You're a Reaper now. And female.
How? You lied just now. Of course. And thus I am returned.
What do you mean, returned? Who are you?
I was once bound to the man named Xenos. His avatar, until you killed him.
Avatar, as in the Voidsent servants of Reapers. In the name of his hunt, Xenos took up that traditional Garlean art. And through it, he forged a covenant with a being of the void to lend him strength.
Covenant? A curse, more like. He stole my power. There was no equity in the arrangement. My very essence was altered, twisted into a tool to serve his desires.
Your previous appearance. This is your true form, then?
Perhaps, perhaps not. What does it matter?
Indeed, it doesn't.
True.
Regardless of your form, you are a void sent by nature.
So answer me this. Are you our enemy too?
In this world, only a fool would attempt to devour a stronger being. And though it was as an avatar, I lost you once, I have no desire to lose again.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you will answer me a question. Xenos called you friend. That's what you are? A friend?
I like that this is an option.
So, you're not a friend. Then... what is it? What is a friend?
Bye. Alright then. Is there something left in the room? Oh, there is something left in the room. Someone looking. Indeed, what is a friend? I think it's a little bit of a shame that you did not have the option to say that you are a friend. Not exactly, at least. The best you could do was say, not your friend, which is still really mean. Hey, Vashan. I assume the dungeon was reserved for those intended for the mistress's consumption. It's fortunate that we came here when we did. Fateful, even. Estanian? Xeno's avatar. What are the odds? We still know little about her, but for now I'm glad we found someone who can do more than moan for either. True. Hey. When I served Xenos, my mind was shrouded in haze, but one thing was always clear. His obsession with the friend. What the word means, I do not know exactly. I know only that it referred to you, and that yours was an important existence. Cool. As much as one might expect the unexpected, I doubt any of us could have foreseen this turn of events. She seems different from other Voidsent, at least those we've met, and the change we witnessed, I suspect, is due to your crystal purging the excess darkness in her. Even so, she still harbors a great deal of darkness. I'm very keen to hear what she can tell us, about herself and about her world. I think it's very convenient that we brought that crystal, huh? I guess I'll take the money then. Xenos. So, I doubt you came to the dungeon by pure chance. What is it that you're after? We were looking for a Voidsent with whom we could converse, in the course of which we learned about you. We are visitors. We are visitors to this world, and know little and less of its workings and ways. We would be grateful if you could tell us about it, about yourself. So it's information you seek. What do you offer for it? Not killing you? I beg your pardon? Voidsent do not give unless we stand to gain. If you desire something, you pay the price. That is the sole rule in this world you call the Void. That makes sense. Pray forgive our ignorance. But what would be acceptable as payment? I suspect that such coin as we carry has no value here. Voidsent crave one thing alone, ether. In return for information, I offer you mine. Just not all of it, mind you. I still have need of my life. Very well. I will tell you no more than you can afford to pay. Then we have a bargain. If we are to talk about the void, let us do so outside. Come with me. I'm guessing all of these creatures are going to say the same thing on the way out. I'm not gonna bother checking. And Estanian? Their one rule is no different from that of many in our own world. It's those like Alphino who are a rare breed. Jean? We cannot allow your Stola to bear the burden alone. When next the opportunity arises, I will offer my own ether. Awesome. You needn't worry for me. My life force is a small price to pay for her knowledge, and I will recover it quickly enough once we've returned home. If you say so. That could be foreshadowing.
This is where I belong. My home. This endless darkness you call the void. There was once light here, and it shone its warmth upon creation. The lands were green and the seas were blue. Life flourished. Before the war, the Contra Memoria.
It must have been a terrible war indeed.
Yeah, everything's destroyed.
It shattered the balance, causing darkness to engulf the world. All life was transformed into monstrosities, void-sent. We are the natural order now.
As light begat sin-eaters, darkness begat void-sent.
The sun was driven from the sky as fleeting day yielded to endless night. In time, even land and sea lost their distinction. And though the spark of reason had died in us, driven by memory's shadow, we formed factions and carved out domains. This castle, for instance, its erstwhile lord must have abided in such a place once upon a time.
If I may, the darkness in you is too much for any man to harbor. To my eyes, you are indeed a void-sent. Yet your knowledge of the past and your demeanor mark you apart from your brethren. You are different. That much is plain. But in what way, I am unsure.
Ah, that's so annoying. Hurry back in, Ghost Howler. Well, I don't think there's going to be huge queue problems, or did you have huge queue problems when you logged in earlier?
As you say, I am void-sent, but only in part. The darkness touched my mother when the war had only just begun, when I was still in the womb. As a child, I looked like any other, but darkness coursed through me, and I ceased to age when I'd become a woman grown.
Okay. My server doesn't have a huge player base either, so I believe right when the servers started, like after maintenance, there was like a queue of 300 people, and when I logged in it was 20. Okay. As long as it's not like a lot of queue. I remember when Endwalker was new and if you didn't log in at the right time, you would not play that evening. That was the worst.
But that was then. And now, I may as well be one in full. I prey on the weak and serve the strong. I live to survive. Nothing more.
Forgive me. 'Twas not my intent to pry. I realize, too, that I've neglected to ask your name.
That it was genuinely to the point where when I was making guides, I would be like, okay, on this day in the week, I'm not playing because there I will edit a video and post and render it and post it, and then I'll just write the manuscript for the next video because at that time I'm not going to be able to log in. And the days where I was playing, I was like, the first thing I did when I got home from work was log in, because I still had like maybe a 5 to 10 minute queue and I got home early. 3 hours long queue. So Final Fantasy XIV, right at release of Endwalker, had 1 to 2 hour long queues, and if the queue was that long, the probability that you simply got a connection error when you finally got through the queue was like guaranteed. So if the queue was that long, it was not 1 to 2 hours, it was equivalent to infinite. You just would not be able to log in. It was terrible. And that's also why they implemented like an AFK kick. If you didn't do anything for half an hour, you got kicked. Used to be the case that that didn't happen. You could literally stand in game for days and not do anything if you wanted to. And you can do that now.
As we say mortal, you may call me Voidsent.
That is liable to cause confusion. If you are not averse, we would address you by your true name.
And call me what you will. I care not.
How about 0?
Meaning nothing. A name as fitting as any.
Well, you think that. Actually, Istola was thinking about the number of friends you have.
No, not nothing, but rather a beginning. For it remains to be seen what you will become to us.
As I said, I care not. 0 then. A name is a string of sounds. Its meaning has no bearing on my nature.
This person both exhibits that she's somewhat intelligent, but still care about nothing. She can realize that her life is sort of a little bit pointless, as she says, because all she does is eat those that are weaker than her and just do what those that are stronger than her tell her to do. Basically, eat the weak, serve the strong, as she said. She realizes that it's kind of pointless to live like that, but she doesn't even consider doing something else. She doesn't care about doing something else. She realizes the problem and just goes, meh.
Well, Zero, while there is no end to the questions we could ask, it is only fair that we tell you our purpose in coming here. We are searching for a dragon. One who came to your world long ago.
A dragon?
Yes. Ashdaya is her name, and she is my sister. If you have any knowledge of her, I beg you share it with us. Did you say something? No.
I thought I heard a voice as well. The keening of Voidsent, perhaps.
Ishtola? No one else seems to be nearby. Perhaps it was just a trick of the wind. If not is out of the ordinary, I should like to hear more from Zero. I can't imagine there are many part Voidsent like her who remember the world as it was. Hey Zero. Beginning. A curious notion in a world where all has come to an end. That's a fair point. We may have subdued the Voidsent here, but I doubt they'll remain that way. Remain vigilant. Hey, Radz-at-Han? I must say, we are rather exposed here. Perhaps we should continue the conversation within the castle. The throne room is defensible, given its few points of ingress. Let us head back there. Moving wasn't part of the bargain. I'll comply, but I expect my payment promptly. You shall have it as soon as we've arrived. What? You want me to walk too? Oh, so demanding. Maybe the reason why she has this completely careless demeanor is because as long as she shows that she does not even remotely care about what we can do or give her, then we won't be able to argue that, well, the price should be lowered because we also did this thing for you. Like, she doesn't care about us giving her a name, because if she did, then maybe we would be able to say, well, to be fair, you shouldn't get as much ether because technically we did this thing for you where we gave you your name, you know? So, like, that makes sense. Like, strategically as a merchant, you could say. In this case, she's just a merchant of information. It's like, oh, a fight is coming up. Oh, I'm guessing we're gonna be attacked. Let's go with Red Mage. I will go with Red Mage. Hello. Oh, upon proceeding, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. We named you. You're my property now. If only that was so easy, huh? Come get your collar. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points in the event you are defeated. In the event you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battle associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. That's a really high item level ceiling, actually. 620.
This place is as good as any. Let me have the ether now.
Very well.
Gank. I thought he was dead.
I should miss my mark.
That fiend again? But we struck it down, watched it die.
Fools. Death doesn't exist in this world. And I am free to return whensoever I please.
I guess we'll discover that we need to have a Voidsent on our side to consume the things that we kill, but at the same time, if a Voidsent on our side does that, it would become stronger and eventually we would have to defeat them as well. Bit of a problem.
Death doesn't exist. Of course, in the first, the power of light, of passivity, prevents life from emerging in the empty. But in the 13th, the power of darkness, of activity, prevents life from finding rest, even should soul be separated from flesh.
So unless one's essence is absorbed by another, it is possible to return again and again.
You don't train unloyal pets, Ghost Howler. Well, convenient. But I have a feeling that 0 here is going to be several very soon, and eventually we might be in trouble.
It is reminiscent of that creature's. My mouth waters at the memory. What?
What?
I must devour you too. Yes, I must.
Well, it makes sense that it might become a problem. It reminds me of the Shadowbringer story where near the end we're almost overcome, right? Because we just basically devoured the Sin Eaters, right? We just yoinked them and eventually it became a problem. This would be similar, right? The difference is that a Voidsent yoinks up another Voidsent and then gets their power, which means that if we kill something that is significantly stronger than us combined and have a Voidsent eat it, then suddenly that Voidsent is now stronger. And given the logic of Voidsent being that they serve the strong and feed on the weak, we get a Voidsent to help us, and they'll help us, alright? They absolutely will help us. Right up until they are stronger than us. Then the tables turn immediately.
Drifting souls, by my power be reborn!
If it's another death they want, I say we give it to them.
Bye.
If you could lend us a hand, we'd be much obliged.
That you would. But you already owe me a debt, and until you make good on it, I won't lift a finger. We'll speak after you've won. But know that if you lose, I'll help myself to your ether.
No, you won't, because then Skimiglion will eat us instead. Also, yeah, the audacity. I'll just sit in the corner and be angry.
That a bothersome duty should deliver to me this lavish feast. Come, struggle with all your might. It will make you that much richer and tastier.
Wait, your item level has been synced to 620? What?
Then let's see these guests on their way.
Do they then respawn? That makes sense. His ability literally makes it so that he can respawn them quicker. That makes a lot more sense. I was just like, but wait, why didn't they just respawn earlier? Why are they suddenly respawning now specifically? I was wondering why my keypads earlier didn't work. I guess I instead called upon Nvidia. We go again! But wait, does this mean that he also has infinite magic? Like, can he do this forever? I feel like the enemies are dying quicker and quicker. Again? I wonder why we're not just attacking him.
No matter what you do, you cannot hope to win.
You never know until you try, and I'm always happy to experiment.
Zero! Is there no way to stop them from coming back?
Well, on one hand, it's weird that, like, we just keep fighting them repeatedly if we know that they're just gonna keep coming back. But at the same time, if we attack him, then the things that he keeps respawning will just gank us from behind. So it kind of makes sense also, like, tactically, that we don't just jump him if he's able to respawn the enemies behind us.
There is, but I have no reason to share it with you.
You are so helpful.
You know, Zero, you do owe us for one thing. Your name.
Ha!
Your promised ether, but we are owed compensation for your name.
I talked about that. If she now says, well, I didn't want the name, then it all comes full circle.
A name for which I did not ask.
There you go. Thanks, but no thanks. Also, we technically helped her with the whole wrong body situation, right?
But that I nevertheless did accept.
Cool. Thank you for the recognition, Ghost. I appreciate it. So what did she do different?
They've been crystallized.
What does she do different?
Well, now, that's quite the trick.
Satisfied?
So now teach us how to do that.
Completely.
Not really.
Come, my friends. With Zero's aid, we can defeat him.
now that I think on it, you owe me a debt as well. You may have missed your mark, but I won't miss mine.
Bum bum. I had a feeling that a boss fight was coming up. I can't attack them. Okay, her problem. Excellent. Trickery will not save you. You're the one with the trickery, mate. Oh, blighted sweep. That's probably a frontal cone. Enough. Oh, do we get to save her so she owes us more? Thank you, Pokeshack. Have a nice day. Thank you for passing by. And see you on Saturday, yeah. That's so nice. First Echo, wasn't that just... Yeah, that was just a circle, that just a raid-wide AoE, yeah, it's fine. Ah, this again. Does it also give zombie? Oh, this is way easier. It doesn't even fill out the entire room this time. Oh, cursed noise. Ow. Limit break. Oh, got better. Yoink.
Fools! Do not think you have defeated me. I will return again and again. What? My flesh? Why won't it heal? What is the meaning of this? To seal ether in crystal. Memoria. But how? How can you have this power? Death has no place in this world. We are beyond it. And yet, Lord Golbez, you have sent me to my doom. Curse you and your wretched flattery, and this abominable thing.
F's in the chat for Scarmiglione, I guess. Should have packed his things and gotten away with what he got instead of coming back. This is not candy. Got him.
You are welcome, seekers of might. I, Golbez, have called you for hither. I, who would see us triumph in the coming crusade. That I may entrust you with command of our armies.
Yes, but what of the crew's gift?
Very voicent. Blah blah blah. Loot.
In exchange for our loyalty, we are to feast on the finest ether.
And so you shall, for if you are to serve me, you must be strong.
Then honor the pact and pray we are not disappointed.
Very well. Behold.
He's there like, I prepared a whole speech and everything. You just don't want to hear it? I'm disappointed. Oh.
The fiery wings, the savage horns. It pulses with life. Such vibrant ether. This magnificent creature could only come from beyond the veil.
Indeed. Feast, my friends. Feast and arise as my 4 archfiends. As they are now, they can consume but a fraction of the dragon's ether.
Oh, okay, I was just about to say, we're going to have terrible news for Radz-at-Han after this hallucination situation here. But if they can only yoink a little bit of the dragon, then we have good news, I think? Maybe?
Just as well. The creature may yet serve other ends.
Are you all right?
The Void Sense essence remains. But it has been sealed away, transformed into crystal.
Memoria. Scarmilione called them. I take it they are connected to the war of which you spoke.
Aye. Their use was central to the Contra Memoria, hence its name. And to my knowledge, the transformation is permanent.
Oh, nice.
I see. We thank you for coming to our aid.
I repaid a debt, and in doing so ensured that I received my own due compensation, which I shall have now.
Yes, yes. I still have work to do, so I would thank you not to get carried away.
Ether is the coin of choice. I appreciate the simplicity.
That makes us even, I trust. Right then. When you picked up the crystal, you experienced a vision, did you not?
No.
A dragon resembling a great worm. I dare to hope that it was Ashdaya. Even as it pains me to think she's been made to suffer.
For the ambitions of this Golbez.
Ghost Owl saying, I'd hate to see Estinian try and use his damn Ether's coin. Yeah, he would be like in the marketplace, and within like 10 minutes, he might be dead.
We've been given much to consider. Let us take a moment to review what we know.
In light of our recent experiences, I expect we all have questions. I trust Zero can answer some few of them. We should still be owed at least that much, I dare say. Well, let's see about that. Zero. There's nothing like the ether of a living mortal. I haven't felt so satisfied since my return. Nice. We have luxury ether. From Memoria to Golbez and his archfiends, we have more questions now than answers, but that is a sign that we are making progress. I guess? Vajan? If Golbez has Ashtaya at his mercy, then we must find him. Hopefully Zero has knowledge that will aid us in our search. Estinian, you are the leader in this quest, huh? Kaitsu, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Voidsent here.
Yes.
Once again, it is relevant that we had to do Crystal Tower, even though it became mandatory sometime in Shadowbringers. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail beforehand. I was in a bit of a rush, didn't have time to wait around and see. From what I know of your foray, I can hardly blame you. Perhaps they returned after you left, but if they didn't, there must be a reason why. I'm guessing that one possibility is that this archfiend had the ability to, like, because he had the ability to like super regenerate the void sent really fast, that maybe he actually like made hours of regeneration time into seconds. And if that's the case, that changes some things. There are circumstances in which we are unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow, but in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you had come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct voidsent once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies or your erstwhile prey. A fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were. Yeah, I'm guessing that she was paid the amount that Ishtola deemed was necessary, and then Zero was like, but wait a minute, this is like luxury ether, this is like prime stuff. You know what? I want to be your friends now. If this is what you're serving, then I'm gonna stay around in case you offer up more. She seems more helpful now. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were. Yet, despite his greater strength, Scaviglione managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I am aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. He also had the ability to super speed respawn others. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. Okay then. If I may ask, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I can bind the ether of the soul in crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria, but I'm the only one left. I'm told that heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Auracite. Are they and Memoria one and the same? Auracite. I do not know this word, but the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria had different names elsewhere, but it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? I will say that if she was like basically in a faction that had the ability to do this, the perfect hard counter to Voidsent just at large, it's pretty weird that that faction died out somehow, but I'm guessing that they got killed and then they got, reanimated into something else, like how she explained before. I've never thought about that. I do know, though, that Voidsent can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal in part. Ah. So I'm guessing that her people all turned into Voidsent and then lost the ability, and because of her backstory with her birth and all that, she managed to keep it. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about the man called Golbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of him? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him. Then we must try talking to the other Voidsent again. Let us entrust the task to Kaitsu. Her echo will help facilitate communication. For a second there, I thought you just decided I had to do it because I'm the one that'll do it if you tell me to. More importantly, she should be able to maintain her composure better than a concerned sibling. What about Estinian? That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask about Golbez in my stead, on the terraces to begin with, perhaps? Sure. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Ghost Howler. Golbez just like, well, this would be the one thing that would be problematic for my conquest. I'll just remove it. Estinian, I know what it feels like to have my essence blended with that of another. Right. Yet, tumultuous though it was only one worm's soul. To be bound to scores of others over thousands of years sounds horrible. Arjan? According to your vision, Golbez recruited his champions and raised an army by offering a dragon's ether in exchange. Whatever his crusade, it's unconscionable to use a dragon's life force as fodder. He will answer for his deeds. I mean, it's unconscionable to offer anything as fodder. Scarmiglione, too, appeared surprised by Zero's power. As she says, it must be a lost art. This makes her invaluable to our cause, far more than someone who can simply communicate. Yeah, this also solves the problem where we would have to find a bigger Voidsent to consume the other Voidsent. Now we can just crystallize them. Very convenient. So with this echo of yours, you can see into the past. Interesting. Those memories may as well be all that remains of it, though. Everything and everyone was warped by darkness. However storied it may appear, this castle is simply the product of its mistress's mind. Oh, okay then. Oh, forward. That guy was useful last time. That guy was not useful last time. Hello.
So the clever one hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps...
You know, I could go for a snack, you know.
Golbez, of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless, those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee, though soon there will be nowhere to run.
Seems the archfiends keep only those who are fit for battle. Others must escape or be consumed. That's exactly what he said. Thanks for the summary. Hello, Dancer. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. Excellent. Hello. Golbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. Seems the archfiends have been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. Whoop. Hello, Eater Man.
The tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. I mustn't eat you. Golbez, I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him.
With his army of minions, Golbez would seldom have need to act personally. It would not be easy to reach him. Hello again. I'm just gonna ask one of them to see if their dialogue's changed. Hey, Stola. Oh, you finished already? Oh, or did we get carried away talking? There's no easy way to mark the passage of time in this world, nor do I imagine such things concern Voidsent. It would take considerable mental fortitude to still care after millennia in this endless night. Zero? Is there no end to their questions? I should have demanded more either. No trouble on your end either? Good. I dare say Scarmiglione's fate served as sufficient warning. Let's hope that those elsewhere have the same sense. Hello, Archon. Welcome back, Katsu. Were you able to learn aught of value? Sort of. So countless voids send answer to the archfiends, who in turn answer to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Scarmiglion's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I'm determined to save my sister Asdaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of my world already? If you want help, offer a payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Okay. Or is this less a request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? If you accompany us, we can offer you protection. Protection? I have no need of such. I was a prisoner, yes, but only because I couldn't be bothered to resist. I could have easily broken free had I desired to do so. If you're truly such an aimless creature, then you could do worse than to join us. You needn't expend as much energy to defend yourself as you would alone. Trying to be clever, are you? But even if you had a point, your protection isn't enough to persuade me. Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether. Excellent! That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Fair point. Where to now? Either place the archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we get off this isle. I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Alright, Ghost Tower. Have a good night then. I guess on a work day that makes sense. See you on Saturday, maybe? Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. See you! Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent. Let us go and find our mount at once. Yes. Is that the mount?
Not good. Lord Golbez must hear of this.
Should have asked him. We go out again? Yep, we go out again. Whoops. Estinian? Not all Voidsent can fly. It stands to reason that some would be made to serve as mounts. Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry all, but even were it possible to so enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. Zero will best know how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn. Zero? We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready? Yes.
There it is.
Voiced cutscene.
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
You can really see that there was a civilization that was very different.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs?
That's true, that's where she landed after the Minquest.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
Ishtola. Said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. Ashan? This is quite a gathering of voidsent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. Estinian? The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here. Zero? This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing either were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. Alright. Nice house. It is in voidsent's nature to consume. Their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. I sold eggs! But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Nice. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the voidsent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master to or another, but whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. Cool. You're going to, of course? In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. Thanks. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Still no ether, right? Ready? And then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. Dun dun dun. Oh. What do you have to say about your house? I call this my abode, but spent hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am, in a place all my own. Nice. What small talk. Although this is my domain, I don't make a habit of strolling about. Tis a strange feeling. Well, one time has to be the first. Hello? To walk around with her like that, you're her minion then? You know I don't take minions. She has some questions, and I want you to answer them. Golbez, I don't know that one. Only Skatech. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skatech was a powerful voidsent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. I want to talk to you. Hello.
Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day he comes. Or was it a she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting, or why I even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him. Or her. I'll just have to keep waiting.
Okay. Plaza. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it. That's interesting. Hello.
Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez, I've heard the name before. I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this?
Farfarillo. He was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about terrible things he saw.
I see. Perhaps Farfarillo can tell us more. Hello.
You're one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die?
Yes.
So it is. What brings you here, then? Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours us all.
Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move. Satisfied with what you've learned? But let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. It seems the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Kiriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat, and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. How weird. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume? And how does that help? Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way. They just eat a little bit of each other and call it a day? That's really, really strange.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troya, they defeated Scarmilione. I struggle to believe it. Yet there is more, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmilione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my heart. Yet the very notion was an absurd! Drowned in darkness, as were we all.
And yet Scarmilione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
Insolence! No place!
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon
Hey, Andromeda.
these interlopers the futility of defiance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of went with just streaming it when I had time to start, because I know it will take a while to do it, and I also take my time with it. But you can always either choose to watch the stream VOD afterwards, or if you don't mind the spoilers too much, you're welcome to watch. I can't remember how much main quest you're behind. It was a little bit of a surprise stream. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it. That's why I didn't really put out a schedule or anything, because I didn't know when exactly I would be available. But I'm glad to see you come by. Both Pokeshack and Ghost Howler has also been here, where Pokeshack only came very briefly because he's nowhere near in the story. Well, if you don't mind, then you're welcome to stay. But that's still a significant distance away, so this would either make no sense or feel like a mega spoiler down the line. I totally understand if you prefer to avoid the spoilers. I'm just glad you came by. Ultima Thule. That's one of the best songs in the game. Farfarello keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. The Void Sent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need either. Except Farfarello and Kiriato, that is, they are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Kiriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. Oh, okay. In that case, Andromeda, I'm really happy that you came by. And maybe you'll enjoy watching the stream back to see my reaction to everything here. There's been a little bit of like discussion of quest story and stuff. It was in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Golbus's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. Oh, there's Kiriato. Hello. Oh, whatever will I do now? Kiriato, this is rather unexpected. Where's Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright? What more do you want me to say? Bye. And off he flees, as he's wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Kiriato's behavior? He seemed frightened. Perhaps someone threatened him. I doubt it. Had he been threatened, we wouldn't have found him in one place. No, he would run in circles until he could run no more. That's his nature. As he says, Farfarello's gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Kiriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually... No, we must go after Kiriato now. And we go after Kiriato. There's a dog though. Hello, dog.
I'm so hungry I might die, but I can't. Not while someone's near. You're not devouring my ether, you hear me? You're not devouring my ether.
I'm gonna give you a pat on the head. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway. Kiriato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't think he's in here. He's probably upstairs. Hey, Justinian. If a void sent is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternatively, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger, but in so doing, risk losing its sense of self. This is an unenviable struggle. I'm not just showering. Kiriato, stop running. Oh. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Barbaricia? Who in the world is that? We must flee. All of us. There's no time. Meow. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. Can't he fly? We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbaricia, the archfiend of wind. Archfiend, you say? You'll be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farvarello who used to serve an archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speaks as though you were Barbaricia's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfarello, didn't he? Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his either, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it, Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything, hated the endless fighting, so he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer, and though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Where this is a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. We know about that. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Kiriato's fear, driving him to act This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, neither me or Farfarello, but there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbaricia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one. Trial incoming? Yeah, close enough.
And she's brought her domain with her.
Oh boy.
The archfiends after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't manage eating and being eaten. I only want to be left in peace.
You and me both.
One of the archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Nice sword. I like it.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear.
Prove it.
And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
You, ironically.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Go after Barbaricia. What else?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well.
Oh, we have a bargain. A little bit aggressive click there, my bad. Let's see, Zero. I have no intention of demanding anyone's ether until afterwards. Weakening you now would only reduce my chance of getting paid. Rajan? Just you wait. Barbaricia, just you wait. Barbaricia, I will have answers from you yet. Stoller? What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the archfiends. That discussion can wait until after we've tended to Barbaricia. Estinian. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone's ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would have not come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. This is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Scarmiglione possessed the power of regeneration. Let us see what Barbaricia can do with her winds. What little I learned... Oh, same thing. Same thing. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, or edge it out, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the Memoria will suffice. I'll try, but I make no guarantees. You do that, and if you fail, well, you'll just have to search elsewhere for answers. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ashtaya. If another archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Scarmiglione taught us aught, it's that we must hold nothing back when facing an archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. Great. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nisroch. Okay. Barbaricia will use every advantage she has. Traps, ambushes, we must be prepared for all that and more. Scarmiglione was the archfiend of earth, while Barbaricia is of the wind. In this world given to darkness, I wonder what significance their elemental titles hold. Good point. This is not the first trial we have faced since coming to this world, nor will it be the last. But with you all beside me, I'm confident we will prevail. So come, let us sally forth. Zero. To transform our Voidsend into Memoria, we must first drain them of their ether. To wit, we must wound her gravely. Okay.
not the only ones who can ride the wind.
And that's why we're in a trial. Haha. Storm's Crown. Let's go as Sage, I think. It seems like it's gonna be a Riku. Let me try again. And here we go. Empress of the Winds.
Come, give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence. My head shivers with anticipation. Oh no, God.
Okay then. Hair raid. Oh boy. What? Oh, circle AoE. Nope, donut AoE, okay. Hair raid, which meant we had to go close, right? Huh?
Strong and free.
That's a little close. And that's a donut AoE. And a circle AoE. And then hair raid? Or what? Yes. Oh, new tools. Is this the same as before? Seems like it.
You feel it too, do you not? You've done well to last this long. But the battle was only just begun.
I have no idea what this... Oh! That is the last thing I expected, I think. Hair armor.
I'll make it.
Uh-oh. I thought that spread marker was gonna kill us. I'm falling really behind on my tools right now. Not super good. A little problematic. It feels like every time she does this thing that she does all the time, I spend all of my resources. Or too many of them at the very least. This might hurt a lot.
Don't underestimate. No, I will not be denied.
Denied.
Great.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet... You're finished. Damn it all!
Nothing. That sucks.
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well,
Ah,
Her minions
well done.
too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya. So the archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
But I thought we finished the mission. Though so slow as to be nearly imperceptible, Zero's chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm. In her present state, Zero is easy prey for other Voidsent. We must be on our guard. Zero hasn't so much as stirred. Such power she must have expended. Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate, being part Voidsent, her physiology may be rather different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There, she would be guaranteed all she requires. You sure about that?
Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here, defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. Kaitsu, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose.
Of course. Impy boy.
Oh, what happened to her?
You have business with Zero?
We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you?
Barbaricia's minion. Why not go and find this newcomer? So we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else. Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Kaitsu? With luck, we might learn something of Golbez.
When the leader falls, the minions pledge themselves to the enemy. There's no loyalty, only survival.
Worry not, we will keep an eye on Zero. Go and meet this newcomer.
Hey then.
This appears to be the newcomer.
Yeah. You're the one who felled Barbaricia. I won't make trouble. I'll obey, so please let me stay.
If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez.
There isn't much I can tell. Only the archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know.
I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield?
He has these scepters, staves, whatever they are. He uses them to talk to those far away.
Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I'm satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home. trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart?
Yeah, sure.
Back to Troya then, and thence home.
You're all safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate. There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
And we're here. Heh. There's just a crowd right next to the first crowd. What does this person look like? Mistress Chaiji, we've been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers. Sure.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part Voidsent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is Voidsent, rendering it dominant. Thus, we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Thandaniel. Were Zero wholly Voidsent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
'Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
She seems to be faring better here. Praise be to the sisters. My chamber is much the same as this one. Too opulent for my taste, but at least it has space to trade. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales functioned admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers, share with them what I learned fighting Voidsent in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? Nothing in particular. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Radz-at-Han and ask for suitable refreshments? Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana shall watch over Zero. She's already en route. Let us each then tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon. Welcome to Radz-at-Han. Please make yourself comfortable. What? A guest of the satrap has collapsed from hunger? Of course, I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire.
A modest quantity of living mortals' ether should suffice.
Think a rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat. While that might be perfect for an adventurer preparing to raid a treasure vault, I fear it would be too much for someone coming out of a long slumber. Oh, I would recommend something gentler on the stomach, like these apples here. They've just come in and I guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know.
Okay. Why did I get the opportunity to choose then?
Ah, welcome back. Lest you worry, Mistress Nidana has been taking good care of our guests. Will you be joining them now? Convenient timing.
Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here? There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful!
Whoa!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
A fiend? Where is it? Where? But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door, so to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we void scent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time, but don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation.
She's really getting a lot of value out of that specific bite.
Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radz-at-Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
You have my thanks.
This world is brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. Glad I am to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that food came from. Apple, was it? Well, I don't expect I'll collapse again. It would be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Merit's Mayhem it is then. I shall introduce you to the head waitress, Mealeen. Mealeen? Sure. This is the place? The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Anish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. Will you say the same? We could attempt to introduce Zero to Myriad herself, but Melil is more likely to be available. Welcome to Myriad's Main. Greetings, Myriad. And may I introduce you to Zero? She's an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah yes, Myriad has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. It was here that Kaito obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? And the dancers. They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. It is a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We Voidsent prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose we visit Balshan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Radz-at-Han has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there's aught you desire, I shall take care of it. But that's what tomestones are for. Voidsent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appear to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Why, Master Vitra, how may we save you this evening? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there's no rush. Pray take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They're the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now, and I can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter. Now, no need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. I wonder if this is the last quest for now. Feels like a typical like unwind kind of quest. Some sort of fruit? Pitiful things, though. I imagine you'd need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. These are mulberry trees. While the fruit are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Thavnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitran, Kaitsu too! If it isn't young Merad, and that must be your sister Yasra, is all well at the orphanage? Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for one another. Oh, just the other day, Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Truly, Estinian paid you a visit. That is well. Is she a new friend? Friend? Do you know what that is? What? You mean you don't? She is a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. Then we'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Play with? Zeno seemed to enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? More or less. You say that. I see, but is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I still do not understand why. Why he traversed the great expanse, why he risked life and limb. For you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing from knowing his heart. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand. Goodbye, it was nice meeting you. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. But the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's also strange. Your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. I believe Zero's time here has been rewarding, and 'twas not in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduta. I will use the ether shot. Back to the crowd. Welcome back, Mistress Chaji. Will you be heading to the guest chambers? Yes.
So, what are your impressions of Radz-at-Han?
There's a lot of mortals.
Wow. Great observation.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
Well, that's where we can correlate a little bit. We know an Eidolon.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Well, I guess we don't call them Eidolons in Eorzea, but still. Don't Guardians call them Eidolons?
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They were blessed with a singular power. The power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through. And find my world changed beyond recognition, into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a Voidsent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Oh, that's a long story, yes. Guess she's going to realize that we've saved a different world.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light. Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Voidsent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
So many nice things, and she's just eating an apple. One apple. Though our time in the Void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives. And it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. Golbus and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts, of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Meanwhile,
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbaricia. Useless, the both of them.
It was no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall.
Huh.
What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago.
Nice shoes.
The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Even realms long lost to dark may find in memory rebirth spark. Dun dun. Alright.
Next step on the list is the normal raid, but I think I'll need a little break. So what I'll do is that I will finish this stream and then take a little break, and then we'll have a separate stream for the normal raid. So on that note, thank you all for watching. I'll be back in a little bit. And hopefully see you there. Bye.